Just finished testing this Sea-Doo RXT-X. Now, I'm not going to bury the lead on this guy. All new power for this year. It's a Rotax A1630 engine, puts out 300 horsepower, insane power. It's got an all-new supercharger that puts out 30% more boost, and it's got a huge intercooler that's 120% better at doing its job, so it's much more efficient. So where you really notice the power is the in the mid-range. You're cruising along 35, 40 miles an hour, hammer the throttle, and oh my God, this thing just takes off. It's really cool when you're in the turn. You don't lose any power at all. You can just keep stroking it right through the turn. Now this thing has all kinds of bells and whistles on it. It's got the VTS trim system, so you can adjust the attitude of your boat there. And it has that IBR system. Now I demonstrated the braking function when I came in, and if you notice, the bow didn't bury at all. I kept perfect control. And now the other function is it's a 2-lever control system. So I just hit the right trigger for forward, the left trigger for reverse, which makes it fantastic for docking. Just pinpoint control. Now that 300 horsepower, I don't know how to describe it other than, like, I'm going to show it. Check it out. Got to put down the VTS trim a little bit and hammer it.
Well, Tim, a couple of years ago, we were up near Montreal, and I was testing the RXT-X, and it had the 260 horsepower 1503 Rotax engine, and I thought I was experiencing the ultimate in thrills, but as my wife likes to point out, I'm wrong again.
Well, you weren't necessarily wrong. At that, when we launched that in 2012, that absolutely was the next level of performance riding at that time. But again, we are constantly looking to make things better.
So what do we have new for 2016?
So for 2016, again, Sea-Doo's taken performance to the next level with the introduction of the new Rotax 1630 Ace engine. So this engine, it has a lot of new features with it. It's been stroked, so it is at 1630 cc's now, so it's slightly bigger, but we have exponentially more power. The supercharger's been redesigned. It's creating 30% more boost. The intercooler's been redesigned, and it's producing or generating 120% better cooling capacity. And the engine itself, just everything's been basically studied and refined. And then now we're at 300 horsepower.
Wow, it's like a perfect game in bowling, perfect engine for this. And yesterday when we were out testing this, it was just, the power rolls on so smoothly, especially in the midsection. I noticed it was just like, boy, you hit it, man, you're gone.
Yeah, the longer stroke, a longer stroke engine gives you a bit more torque, and that really helps with acceleration and also in the mid-range. The 260 is a fabulous engine. It's fast, it's strong. Where this one has a little more strength is that mid-range. So in choppy conditions, when you're coming out of the water and re-engaging in the water, there's not as much lag because the power's there immediately. Also in hard cornering, where if you corner really hard, you could bring the RPMs down on one of the earlier engines. This one, the power's there all the time.
Well, like you said, having lots of power is great, but being able to use it, and on this RXT-X platform, man, what a perfect showcase.
Yeah, that's some of the other part of the equation. I mean, horsepower, it's not all about numbers, but it's being able to use those numbers to their maximum potential. So we've taken what we introduced on the RXT-X prior called the Ergo lock system, which is a very narrow seat that flares out where it fits your body better, and you can use your lower body to hold on to the machine. And we found on the RXT-X it was really beneficial in cornering, but it was equally as beneficial in a straight line.
And when I was out there, this S3 hull, it just wants to lean in. It's so smooth in corners. It makes, I'm not the world's greatest rider, but it makes me look much better than I am.
Well, the S3 hull, it stands for stepped, strong, and stable. It's the only stepped hull in the industry. It is a longer platform, so that step design creates an air pocket in the back, so it makes it feel smaller than it is. So it adds a little bit of nimble handling. So almost feels like a two-seater sometimes when you want it to. But when you're in rougher water, the extended surface helps with high-speed stability. And then the material is ultra strong on this machine as well.
Well, you sold me. I think I'm going to go take another ride in this thing.
It's a beautiful day. I wish it was a little choppier so you could really feel the power in the chop. But it's a gorgeous day here at Old Lake Hickory.
I'll manage.